We got some good
Welcome
stuff
back.
to talk about today.
We do. I'm excited.
Yes. And haven't been, I think, this excited in a while. So we'll go ahead and get started.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare for battle, we're diving into a world unknown where legends begin. Jim, Kristen, and Brian guiding the way. In Azeroth we'll conquer, there's no time to delay. Server restarted, we're ready to play. Join us now as we fight day after day. From dungeons to raids, we'll conquer it all. In the world of Warcraft, we'll never fall. Server restarted, tribute.
So, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It's a second week in a row, weekly podcast, hosted by three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen
Hello.
and Brian.
Hello.
And a very interesting article came out yesterday on the 12th of March. So a while back, Blizzard released a kind of like a first look at the new system that they're planning on implementing for housing.
Yay.
And it left us with a lot of questions. And
When
we
was the first inclination of housing? Was that after the announcements in 2023?
I don't know. I don't know if they ever really hinted at it. They stopped saying it wasn't going to happen.
Remember that was the icon that everybody got confused with, and they changed it. Was that last year, or was that the year before?
Oh, it was before. Well, it was around the time it had to be
BlizzCon?
before the expansion came out, so it had to be a couple years ago. Because it was like the new roadmap for this stuff. Because it was right around the time,
Yeah, I think it was
Thunderstorm and stuff like that.
That's right. It
What-
was BlizzCon. Oh no, maybe not.
It was after
Because they had
BlizzCon.
the roadmap, and then we have a new roadmap. So
Well,
maybe it was the new roadmap.
It was the 2024 roadmap. Because, right? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it actually showed like the icon on it. So
Right. It was a weird thing, and then they kind of changed it. So we kind of knew. But the first article left us with a lot of questions. I know it left somebody with some severe reservations because of concerns that Blizzard would do what Blizzard does in her estimation, which is F it up.
Yep.
She was afraid of getting monkey pawed, she likes to say.
Yes.
But yesterday they put out a new article for just like kind of a first look at some not primitive, but like initial iterations on the interior design. So, and it wasn't just talking about it. It was clips of these things in action. So it wasn't just, this is what we're planning on doing. No, it was, this is what we're planning on doing, and this is how it already looks like, which is,
by the way, this is how you control everything.
yeah. So the first thing, they're only working on in single room stuff in this article, interior decoration systems and a single room. There's more stuff coming out, and it's all work in progress, UIs and assets. So that was kind of a caveat. So the first thing they did is they talked about there are two primary modes for interior decoration: basic and advanced, which you can toggle between at any time while doing your stuff with a key press or a button click or whatever you want to call it.
They got me on that one. They tripped me up.
Why? Because you didn't read the second sentence that says that you can freely toggle right after it?
There was another paragraph.
It's in the same paragraph.
No, when they were talking about the advanced, the basic, I didn't think that they were going to
in the first
go on
article.
to detail. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to go on and detail the advanced as well. I you know.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Basic is pretty much what it says. It's got basically a snap system, and you can move stuff around. Stuff that's supposed to be on the ground can be on the ground. Stuff that's supposed to be on the wall will snap to the wall. And then it gives you a generic, says rotate around its up axis. So like spin it around like a record kind of thing in 15-degree increments, so you don't unalign. So it gives you like a nice little easy, just drag and drop system to put stuff in. That's where there's collisions on it, meaning stuff can't go into the wall, into the ceiling, into each other and all that stuff. They specifically say, no losing things in the walls, because you can shove stuff onto the wall and then it disappears and you lose it, right? So then they got the alignment to the floor, wall, ceiling, depending on what the type of decor is, which is fine, and then they have a system where they say like smaller decor will parent to certain types. So if you put stuff on a table, the table is its parent, and then if you move the table, they stay in relative position to the table. So if you put stuff on a table like you do like a dinner setting, and then you want to move the table somewhere, the stuff on the table stays there, moves with it. So you don't have to, or books on a bookshelf.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
It'd be so cool for creating like little
Yeah.
corner scenes and stuff.
Yeah, and then and just the fact that you can do that, and then you don't have to worry about moving everything,
Mm-hmm.
At one time.
Can I just like interject
Yes.
briefly? When you're talking about not losing things in walls, I hope that they have a way to recall things. You know what I mean? So it's like if you do lose something, there's a way for you to get it back, right? Like
Yeah.
they're like just a little thing off to the side of all the things you've placed or something, and you can be like, oh, okay, you know what? I don't want that there. I'm just gonna grab that and put it back in. Hopefully they have some sort of storage thing, and they're not gonna make you store everything in your bags, because that sounds.
It doesn't.
That's probably the monkey's paw.
No,
They're gonna make us store all our furniture in our bags, and I'm not gonna have any furniture for my house.
It doesn't look like that. The UI actually looks like it is just a fly-out menu.
Yeah.
That basically just has tabs with things in it, like 25 of these, 26, 25, like
Yeah.
however many things that there are that you have available. I don't know how that works, but it's almost like the transmog utility or closet,
Okay.
right? It's how it kind of
Alright.
looks with different tabs for different types of assets.
I'm just looking for the
I know, you're trying to
thing.
find a way
I'm looking
to
for
be
the
upset
thing. I'm trying to find a way
that you can be
to-
disappointed.
No, that I can mitigate my disappointment when it inevitably goes wrong.
It's the same thing.
I'm not disappointed now.
Jim,
but I'm
you're
trying,
not a disappointment. I just need to prepare
I'm
myself for
trying
when
to
you
prepare
are a disappointment.
Yes, that's not the same thing.
Anyway. The next part, it talks about the advanced. And I love it when she was reading it. She was posting little things, and she's like, oh my God, they read my mind, because the first thing it says, but that's so restrictive.
Yep.
We hear you saying. And it's like, I was saying that.
I was.
So
It's exactly what I
So
was
you
saying.
then can switch with a push of a button to advanced mode. And now you have a lot more stuff to do. There is no collision. They specifically say, you want to push the chair into a wall? Enjoy.
Yay! I love pushing chairs into walls. It's my favorite thing to do.
And then they have what they call gimbals, which are the little 3D controls on the object to let you move things on all three axes, including floating up into the air without having to jump through hoops,
Yes.
which is a
Dig it, Final
a
Fantasy.
huge dig at Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Because you have to either
Float objects on other objects.
you have to you do weird stuff like get them
or
up
commit
there.
crimes.
Yeah, which is using add-ons,
Add-ons.
which is not allowed, but they don't do anything, kind of thing.
Well,
they don't
if
enforce it unless something happens.
Yeah.
So, but that allows you to move it up, down, left to right, forward and back on all three axes, which is good. Then there's a different one for rotating it freely on any axis. So full 3D rotation. And then something we were kind of talking about, maybe having the ability to, is a size. You can scale it up and down. And they do say within generous limits, which obviously means you can't make a table-sized house, probably. But you can probably make an ogre-sized table.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. Or did I say a table? I meant a house-sized table, not a table-sized house. You know, it's like would you like a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse? You know, whatever that thing is.
I would actually.
I would like it all.
And it was interesting what they showed too was the concept. They have the table and it's got stuff on the table. When they shrank the table, the items on the table didn't shrink. They stayed the same side, which means that it's not the whole thing, which means if you want to shrink them, you can, but you don't have to. It could be just a little end table with stuff on it, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So then, they had a bunch of internal stuff where people used bushes to make garland for their fireplace. So, like, you can put bushes inside and shove them into the wall so only little parts are visible to make it look like you got, like, vines and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
I do like the fact that they don't seem that they're specifying inside and outside stuff, which is very nice because Final Fantasy does that, and it's very annoying because there are plenty of inside and out or things that I would like to do that are specified for outside that I would like to put inside of my house that I'm not able to do because they have broken them out that way.
So this is interior design. There may just be interior bushes.
No, they said bushes from outdoors. They said outdoor bushes in there in the article.
It just says they have taken bushes.
No,
I'm reading it
okay
from the thing, so I don't know.
Does it say it somewhere else? Maybe
I don't
because
know if
I'm
it says
pretty
anything
sure
about.
I was like, ooh.
I don't know if they talk about where some of the stuff comes from or where you can put it all because they haven't really talked about the outside yet. But you know,
I say that they didn't have anything about the outside in this, did they? There
they
was one thing that referenced the inside being instance, which I was kind of like,
is it?
No, somebody said that in the comments.
Well, they said the scale because when they talk about the scale of like, you can have a tiny house, but then it's as huge as blah blah blah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's at the
the-
end of the article. We're working our way down.
sorry.
That's okay.
I got you.
But it's on the list, right? So yeah, so you get a lot of controls for doing that, and then they have the next section is called "We've Been Dying for Housing," which is DYEING, which is making things colored. And now they do say that it's going to be for newly created assets as opposed to the legacy ones from existing art. You're going to be able to dye them, so you can change the upholstery on a chair or something like that. You're like the framing, you can change it, and it looks like it's not like I can't tell if they're preset or if you have to unlock the dyes or whatnot, but you can, you know, there's different channels, kind of like in Guild Wars 2 armor, where you can, you know, like the trim and the wood and like the upholstery, that kind of stuff. So you get a little bit of or quite a bit of customization using their dye stuff, which is pretty cool, you know. And it looks like I mean, I don't know how much of the old stuff is going to be in there. You know, I mean, I don't know how many paintings of bowls of fruit you're going to be able to put in your house, and it wouldn't make sense to change that. But and then they go, it's not just decorations you can use to customize your space, but wallpaper, ceiling, and flooring. You can mix and match them from various cultures and vibes, or make up your own. I don't know if that is just mix and match existing ones or whatnot. And it says you can take things a step further and use partition objects to build walls where there weren't any before, letting you make rooms with arbitrary interiors. So it looks like in the UI that they showed, it's a top down of a floor plan. And it says floor 0, which I'm assuming is the ground floor. And it says the room limit is at 2 out of 10, meaning, which is crazy because the picture they showed has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like looking rooms in there. So I don't know what the room limit means as far as that is concerned.
Maybe I didn't finish reading the article.
What?
No, I got to the comments.
Okay.
Never mind.
Let's see. Mixing and matching. Inside your home, you can decorate however you want. So if you want Blood Elf wallpaper with a stone roof and wooden floor, go for it. So there's not going to be limitations on sticking to themes. And then it gets down to before they go outside. It says they're not talking about exteriors, but they are mentioning that the outside size of your house has no bearing on how big the interior is. So if you want a huge mansion on the outside with just one room, or a tiny shack on the outside but dozens of rooms, you can do that. So that probably would make it instanced, which I think is okay.
Yeah.
Because I think all houses in like Final Fantasy 14 are instanced. And I think that saves a lot of issues with like the neighborhoods. Like if everything,
I mean, I think that just serves people's customization wants more than anything, though.
right.
I don't think it's otherwise. Like, I like the idea that like you could decorate inside and outside your house, and then like you can kind of go through a neighborhood in that and see that. But
Well, you
I
could
don't-
probably go into other houses and stuff like that.
no.
and-
I'm saying like as you go through the neighborhood, like there's no like concept of you having to click on the door and then go inside.
I mean, it could just be a portal, like the dungeon portals or something. Yeah, I know what you
no,
mean.
yeah, you know what I mean though.
You're saying just being able to walk in, and maybe there will be like that weird.
But yeah, not like, but you could see what's going on. You know, it's like there's not like the hop to the zoning hop part to it.
Yeah.
That's why I thought initially, like if they have neighborhoods, then maybe it's not so bad because they load stuff in within
Yeah.
a radius anyways. But
Yeah, we
if
will.
it serves people's desires for customization internally, then it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. Again, they're still working on this stuff, and this is like just what we got. It's just a little bit of information, right? You know, we're not going to necessarily see that kind of stuff. I know that they said that they had made some changes based on what people have said.
Clearly,
I
they're
thought
listening to us.
Yeah, they're listening to us because this covers a lot of stuff. So I have a question for Kristen.
Uh-huh.
In Final Fantasy,
Uh-huh.
what is the object limit that you can place in your house?
Oh my God.
What is the object limit?
So it depends on if you have a small, a medium, or a large home.
Okay, do you know the limits on all of them?
If you give me a second and I can tell you. I think it's you have a storage and you have. Let me go to my house.
Like how many items can you place is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know. I think it's 200 in a small. Yeah, hold on.
Okay, because this is gonna either like
Item
make or
limits are
break
going to
it.
be very, very rough
Let's see
because they stifle creativity. In my opinion,
I want to hear the numbers
All right,
before
hold on.
I tell you.
So
Before we continue on,
I just have a small house, so I am because I can't the lottery does not like me. So for indoor furnishings, I have 200 placed.
and that's the max.
That's the max. Yes, that's the max.
Okay.
And then my storage, I don't have 200.
Is that 200 items or is it some kind of weight, like per item?
No,
items.
200 items.
So you could have 200 tables.
But that would be all you could have in there.
Hmm.
A small house is 200 and the garden is 20.
Yes.
So let's see. No, that's come on, why can't anybody just freaking just tell me? Like, I want to just know. Because, let's see.
I think it's for a medium house. I think it might be 100 or 200 more.
Decorating a house. Here we go. Cottages can have 200 inside, 20 outside, and then some vendors and stuff. Houses, which is medium, can have 300, 30 outside. Mansions can have 400 and 40 outside.
Yeah, which is not enough, by the way. None of those. They are increasing that in Final Fantasy.
To how much?
We don't know.
Okay.
But that is on their list of things that they're doing.
So if you had to wager a guess on what the limitations would be for WoW, what would you guess?
She doesn't know yet, right?
I'm gonna guess.
Based on what
I'm
they
gonna
shared?
guess 100 because you said I was gonna be disappointed. So
What if I told you, looking at this UI, that it's 10,000?
Then I would be a happy camper.
Because that's exactly what it is showing on the UI.
10,000.
This scene has 515 out of 10,000 in the upper right hand, and that is most likely items.
Now, it depends on how big the houses are, right? Because you said you can have, is it like up to 10 rooms or something like that? So
it's, well, okay, yeah, the room limit is saying 10, but I don't know if that, like, I'm looking at the image, and there's like a room when you walk in, and then I don't know if they used partitions to make other rooms, or I don't know if it counts as like maybe the main floor has 2 rooms. Like, I don't know how many floors you can have because it just says floor 0. So I don't know. But it did say that you can use partition objects, probably like bookcases and stuff like that, to build walls so you can segment rooms.
I want to know
into smaller rooms.
If there are platforms that I can make so I can make upstairs and downstairs.
The fact that they say floor would indicate that you have the ability to build floors up and maybe even down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be nice. I'd like to have a basement,
So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. 10,000 feels pretty damn good.
10,000 seems like it would be. The only thing I am concerned with is the same things that you have with Final Fantasy, in that, like, if you have a large house and it's 800, a lot of times people end up having to block off one of the floors of their large house because they've used up the 800 on the first. Large house is 3 floors, so they use up the 3 large floors, obviously, because a medium house is also 3 floors, and a small house is 2. But I've made mine 1, 2, 3, 4 because of partitions.
So,
or platforms.
If you were to use up all 10,000 items on one floor in this WoW stuff, I would be surprised, because you wouldn't be able to walk into the house. I think it would just be
cluttered.
Just
I'd be a hoarder.
It would be a hoarder house. Oh my God, you can make a hoarder house where it's just junk pile.
I'm going to make a horde character with a hoarder house.
Oh, God. It's got to make them. Oh. See, and you could be a Zandalari troll, and Janny could be your Loa. Because that's the trash Loa. You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
See? There you go.
That's cool.
So, that's essentially it for right now. And I feel that just looking at just some of the screenshots for what they did internally and all that stuff, that, I mean, obviously all the assets, very WoW, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all the stuff that we're accustomed to seeing, and it's probably going to be more of that. But it's just like, you're going to be able to design your own living space however you want, and it's still going to feel like it's part of WoW. You know what I mean? And I don't know, it seems like it's a very awesome, like,
It's a lot better than I ever imagined it would be, to be honest with you.
It
yes.
is. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that she's saying this, I sent her this, and I came up and I'm like, you have to read this.
yeah.
I'm like really super excited. I'm like, and I don't think there's anything in here that is going to make you go, see, I told you they were going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, she still had questions and reservations, but I think a lot of the stuff is not. You know what I mean? I feel that this is very much in the direction of what she wishes Final Fantasy's housing would be like.
Of course. I do. I wish you didn't have to commit crimes or learn how to float objects in some janky manner to do stuff. I wish that it's so interesting because they go out into the community to see the things that the community has done, right? But they don't really to see the creativity, but they don't really support that by giving us tools.
The ability to be creative.
Yeah, it's
that's
frustrating.
That's really funny because like if you go out there and you look at something and there's absolutely no way anybody could manually do that, do you just like turn a blind eye to be like, oh, they must have used mods to do this? You know what I mean? Like if the developer team and all those stuff go out there and do all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't really, honestly, I haven't really paid attention too much to it. I like seeing what other people have done, but I don't have time to look at it right now. So
yeah.
I'll get back to you next year.
I know you do. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go out and look or not, but do you think that, like, I mean, obviously they don't police stuff like that. You know, they don't go out looking for violations of their no add-on policy, but
I mean, not for nothing, but the community itself is kind of for how welcoming the community is supposed to be. They're kind of, you know, I think they'll report people in a heartbeat if they have something and they're like, oh yeah, they clearly used mods for that. I think that some people would be spiteful enough because they'd be like, oh, because the housing shortage is real in the real world and Final Fantasy. And people would be like, oh, if they get banned, then
that's another house on the market.
Another house on the market.
That's interesting.
It's very cutthroat.
That's horseshit.
I wish that they would do something and fix that so everybody could have a house because
I mean,
it's very crappy that
WoW's doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Nope.
This is what WoW does best. It takes ideas from other MMOs and it iterates on them and makes them better.
We were talking about that.
We were.
And about how I'm so glad they're getting back into doing that.
Yeah.
Is farming systems from other games and putting the WoW spin on it and hopefully improving it, or at least, you know, seeing, because they are late to the party with housing, right? And there has been plenty of housing out there for them to look at the systems and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah. And I think that it's the time, right?
Yeah.
You know, this is something that people will probably come back to WoW for.
Yeah.
Because
I might play a little bit more. I mean, I say that, but after school.
Yeah. I'm not going to let you play if this comes out while you're still in school.
Yeah.
Because it's coming out in November, and I think that's when the expansion comes out. And the last thing you need is a distraction.
No, I do not.
But
it'll be at the end of a semester, but it'll be
and then you got clinicals and stuff like that.
Then
so
I have clinicals,
I mean, it's a little bit less studying. Well, you'll have class and then clinicals. Anyway, that aside, it's really cool. I was not expecting this. I saw this on my news feed and I went, wait, what? Then I looked at it and I read it and I immediately posted it in our chat on Discord. And I'm like, I know what we're talking about.
I know what we're talking about.
Just the videos. So man, it's so great that there's something there. Like,
it's not just screenshots. It's like they're showing you all the different things. Cool. Make the size big. Woo, shrink it. Yay.
Yeah.
want to look at one of these videos where you can put stuff, where they're putting stuff on the table. Nope, that's the anchor stuff. Are they going to show somebody putting out there? Nope, that's just a gimbal. I'm trying to see if there's one where... No, that stuff is already in there. There's no item counter there. I do like how it has a grid, though, in the basic mode. Like, when you put something on there, like, there is a grid that you can see. And actually, is it in the other ones? In the advanced? No. No, there's no grid. Oh, I know Kristen wanted to bring up something that they need to implement, and that's a way to kind of either have, like, a hard set coordinate system that you can then use to tweak, like nudge or manually input stuff so that you can have, if you're in advanced mode,
If you're aligning things.
you can align things. You can know
Yeah.
like the XY coordinates, XYZ coordinates of an object, and then you can mirror that on other objects and stuff like that. And like, you know, it doesn't look like there's anything like that right now. But, you know, obviously when
I'd be willing to bet there is. And then even in that case, I wonder if add-ons can interface into it. If you can sit and slide it along the gimbal thing, then
actually,
open that up.
That actually is a pretty good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, obviously when they listen to this, they're going to implement it. So, I mean, you know, because they kind of did already, you know. Thanks, Blizzard. So yeah, so that's kind of like the interior stuff. So we'll be keeping our eye out for the exterior stuff when they start doing some stuff about neighborhoods. You know, because there's some more questions they talked about at the end, like where do you get the stuff?
Yeah. What
about neighborhoods? How do you show off your collections of pets, transmogs, or Oh my God!
They did mention professions, so
how do professions fit in?
Yeah.
Like these are questions that they haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if professions are going to be, you know.
I mean, honestly, if they could just add recipes to professions to make like display swords, you know, like blacksmiths could make like display swords. They're not like no stats or anything. They were just a completely cosmetic thing.
Well,
you know?
yeah. I mean, if they had somebody who could make tables and chairs and, you know.
Yeah, maybe there'll be maybe they'll replace
making
archaeology
woodworking.
with
Oh God.
with carpentry.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I'll bring it back so you
Just
can
don't-
put your stuff, trophies in your house.
Don't get rid of the stupid crafting system the way that it is now, because I don't want to have
I
to
don't know if that's
freaking
going to happen.
sit there and be like looking for
You got to
a
go back to
crafter.
Warlords and use the lumberjack thing.
Ew.
What was that? The
sawmill.
Remember that?
Oh my God, the sawmill.
It would be cool though if you could just pick pets to just have like in your house.
Like you can in your garrison. You can display pets in your garrison.
Do they just wander around your garrison?
In the pet menagerie only area.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, cool, put my pet in here, and the pet like.
Oh no, wait, they might wander around.
I don't know if
you can just have gnomes walking around.
I'm gonna go look.
But like if you put a pet like and it's in the bedroom, like it crawls up on the bed and curls up and sleeps, and they just have like random like pet AI stuff. Or gnome,
just
yes.
crawl in bed.
Yeah.
But something like that, you know, like if you could, and like that would be kind of cool. Like you could actually put your pets in there, and you could be like literally like a crazy cat lady and have all your cat pets out there and stuff like that.
That would be really cool.
And every time you walk in, they just start meowing like crazy, and they all come up to you like you're gonna feed them.
This is gonna take Uwu Nation to the next level too.
It's gonna be. It is gonna be interesting to see what happens and where this goes and what people make, because it seems like there is going to be a very a lot. Yes, this seems
robust.
Like this is, again, we talked about, this is well far and beyond anything that we were expecting just with this.
Yeah,
so
this is promising. I hate to use that word because I know they're gonna F it up somehow.
Okay. All right. Well, that's housing, interior design. So, in other news, season 2 is out. We had our first raid.
Oh yeah, we did pretty good.
We were running. We had
9 people.
9 people for most of it, and then we were down to 8 for the trash boss.
Yep.
So we got 3 bosses down.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I mean, not bad with 9 people.
Fights are interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I love it when somebody says, "Oh, you have to stand here," and then the boss comes up and just kills everybody.
Yeah. I fell victim to that.
Somebody has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so excuse me. It wasn't that bad. You know, it's like it took a little bit to get to some of the mechanics, but we still did it, you know, and it was like
kind of fun.
Did you happen to run the LFR? More specifically, the reverb boss.
Yeah, that's in the first wing. That was the first wing.
Oh my gosh,
I like that.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's because
Did we
people
do
don't know
that
what
one?
Yes, that's the one where he drops the speakers and you have to click on the speakers.
Yes, yes.
And you have to move them away from the speakers or they heal them or they're whatever and stuff like that. And then he blows them up and you have to stand in them and all that stuff. Yeah, that one, you know.
No, it was cool. I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. But yeah, brutal on LFR.
It was annoying to heal, I'll be honest.
Well, we were also.
Oh, I bet.
It
takes
takes longer because we were short of DPS, right? So, yeah, that probably didn't help.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, just positioning was kind of a pain.
Well, it's getting used to it. It's first time there.
Sure.
You know, I liked the T-Rex and the gorilla fight. I thought that was pretty good. I like how you have to.
That one was.
You just switch sides each time and stuff like that, and
that was pretty easy. That was a pretty easy.
It's
fight.
easy, and you know, and it's just like, you know, you just do a couple switches, no big deal. NBD.
Did you do you guys done the world boss already?
I did the world boss, and I haven't done it again this week, but it was pissed because
it lags out constantly
because there's so many people there. Oh, there's a lot of lag right now and stuff, like it's bad. And it's just probably the way they're running the instance. It's probably stuff is just like all in. I was just so upset though that they switched it to be a guaranteed piece of Warbound loot.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily guaranteed for your class. So, yeah.
I got lucky this week. It was something I could use, so it worked out.
Yeah, apparently they nerfed Tank Bran. Apparently he was too good.
Oh, there's no apparently. They definitely did. It's bad.
Well, it's just like I was using him in DPSing, and like even then he was still dying quite a bit. And it's, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, if he's not going to be tanky, is he only?
I think I did the side street sluice.
Yeah.
With him on tier 9, and I completed it with 1 life left, thankfully. But he went through about 30 lives, I think.
Jesus.
It was bad. Like he would get almost 2-shot on 1 pull.
There's a couple of those hits that will just like wreck him, and I'm like, why aren't you doing anything to like? Why aren't you doing damage reduction or like interrupt or stun or something? You know, it's just like, I don't get.
Well, that was the I took him into. I forgot the very first delve that you basically go into in War Within.
Not Fungal Folly, but the mine cart one.
Yep. Yeah, and so where she pulls the mine cart from every direction or whatever. And that was Monday night, so before the fix. And he doesn't mitigate the cart. He stands in it. He gets hit. He gets hit by one of the spells that dots bad and dies. And so like I could only silence one of the spells, and I think I was probably doing the wrong spell and didn't realize it.
See,
but
this is the problem.
It's stupid because at that point, like, there's nothing I could do. She came up and would 2-shot me, and that was it.
The point, I think what they're trying to do is they're like, well, Tank Brand is for healers to use. And, you know what I mean? And I'm like, why are you telling me how to play my delves? You know, it's like, I like to go in his DPS and let him tank and just burn the fuck out of shit. Like
Yeah, because he does. I mean, he does aggro the shit out of everything. Like there's
Yeah,
sometimes
well,
that I
he-
can pull aggro, but hardly ever. And he would always pull it like taunt it back. So there was no worry there. It's just
I was doing like 11s and stuff like that, and there was one where I died a couple times because like I just couldn't handle the things after they had died. I just didn't have enough interrupts or stuns or whatever left. Because like if you can run away and slow him and run back, you can revive him before they get back.
you
That-
can feign death, and he gets a battle res. It's hilarious.
I can't feign death on a death knight. I am.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
kept feign death, and he would battle res back and then die again. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
So one of my pets is just running around out by the entrance, right? To
Is it actually a pet or is it just like a local animal
No,
that lives?
It's one of my pets, the anodized robo cub. So
Oh, okay. So they
yeah.
do just kind of wander.
they do. Not a whole heck of a lot. I think it's only a couple of pets that you can have out there. Final
Cool.
Fantasy, you can put your pets out. Like if you have an island, you can go out on the island and put all your pets out on the island out there.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be nice if you could just fill your house with pets. And you just walk in and there's just pets everywhere.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess week 2, we're going to be raiding on Sunday. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, so I'll be busy all weekend, but I should be here plenty of time for raid.
Yay.
It's going to be a long weekend, man.
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh, where is he going?
All that piping, all that blowing and piping. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else you guys had come across that piqued your interest this week? I know,
No?
I know Kristen's not, other than what we've talked about,
Yeah, that was the only thing. I haven't played.
because this is probably the first time she's logged in since Sunday.
It is. And I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't
Did
have logged
you-
in on this character because I was still.
Did you
You're gonna
check
have
your
to
vault?
summon me again. No. I guess I'll do that.
Yeah. Check your.
I made it to 625, I think.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll be
You-
ready.
I'm
yeah.
not.
Come and raid Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
We were doing it with. Well, who was under? Nobody was. Was anybody?
I think
under?
everybody
I
was
think everybody was
over
I-
620. So
I mean, I was just barely.
Or
I'm at
really
like
low.
621.
Yeah, I was like at 612 or something, and I kept going into stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know how to play this hunter anymore. So I'm still pulling up bottom charts, but I'm getting better. So
it doesn't matter. You just have fun and do the mechanics. It's
and
fun.
I
Yeah.
have 2-piece already too.
Oh Jesus! I
ridiculous.
don't think I'm gonna
I
get.
got a 2-piece, and then in my
Nice.
vault I had a fucking another fucking hand one that I had just used from the fucking token that I got. I got a warbound token
I got a wrist.
for the thing, and I bumped it up,
Mm.
and so I
That's
I took a belt, which is an upgrade. So
I just had wrist.
is it an upgrade?
Um,
It's probably also upgradable.
it's upgradable. It is an upgrade, yes.
Okay, well, an upgrade's an upgrade.
I just can't use it for tier, which sucks.
Yeah, but you get if you get 2 pieces, you should have 2 charges this week.
I know, but I don't have any other pieces. Like that's what I'm saying. I was
Well-
hoping that I would get a piece that would be.
You run some dells.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's good to be back. Talk to you guys 2 weeks in a row. You can check us out at serverrestartin.com, and we will hopefully catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.